Master Suzuki? Right? I don't know. What do you mean? The truth is, I already stood as an attorney in this country just yesterday. Oh? That's amazing. It looks like your dream didn't take long to become a reality. But I'm so lost. I've lost sight of what it means to believe in my client. Believe, huh? Hey, Mr. Holmes? There's no way that Suzuki is the culprit, right? How'd you expect me to know that? Huh? But didn't you come to this flat to investigate the stabbing? Well, yes, that was my intention at first. But there was this endless pile of intriguing books, so I lost myself in the joys of reading. Of course. I see. Anyway, there are two truths that I have come to understand. That Japanese man fled the scene from the fled from the scene of the crime 2 days ago, and then there is a man who claims that he witnessed Suzuki committing the crime. That's all. I thought that was going to be a great deduction. Man. Oh, that's right. There is one more thing. One more? What might that be? I'm not sure if this is connected to the incident, but I am certain that it's true. That retired soldier, the landlord gentleman, he's hiding something. You mean Mr. Garadeb? He mentioned this before too. That's just about everything that has piqued my interest thus far. Naruhodo, we still haven't found any decisive leads in our investigation so far. Yeah, you're right. It might be worthwhile to look into Mr. Garadeb's secret. Still, I can't guarantee that it's related to this case in any way. Either way, I wish you the best of luck, Master Naruhodo. As he disappears, of course. He just ran off to the back end of the flat. Now I can move. Wait, so we need to go and investigate Mr. Garadeb's secret. Wait, what's this here? Suzuki's current flat, 1 floor below the Garadeb flat on the 2nd floor. Piles of books fill the room from top to bottom. I do love the scent of books, but this is too much even for even me. Reminds me we haven't been here in a while, have we? There we go. Back to Mr. Garadeb's. Ooh, what's that on the floor? Landlord Garadeb's room. So it's Garadeb that has a cannon. Oh, you two again. I can't seem to remember his name, but is the good detective still hard at work? Oh god. They're just crazy. Sherlock Holmes? Ah, that was the one. Not that it concerns me. Yeah, he seemed to be very content with the progress of his investigation. That's just wonderful. Joan, another cup of tea, please. Oh god, why would you ask for this? So, did you both... Joan, watch what you're doing! Mister, it's almost time for your meal. How? No wonder his legs don't work. They burnt to cinders. Yes, so it is. Friends, I kindly request that you be on your way. Oh, alright. You have been a great help. Thank you. Not at all. It was a pleasure to have a chat with you from a faraway land. Well then, good luck to you. Now if you'll excuse me. Jesus. That's like 4 times Joan scolded him. With the tea. According to Holmes, Mr. Garadeb is hiding something from us. As of now, we have no leads, but I wonder if we can dig something up, somehow. I just saw something pop in. Is that... What is that? No, nothing of interest. What the fuck? What is he doing? He stood in the window. What in the world is he doing there? Excuse me, Mr. Holmes. Hey there, my friends. We meet again. When in the blazes did you... I didn't even see you. It's just as you surmised. It was I, Sherlock Holmes, all along. What on earth are you doing over there? I have a habit of always taking in the sunset by the window. right around twilight. However, there doesn't seem to be a single window in that delightful little room. So as you can see, I took it upon myself to quietly borrow this little window instead. I guess this is one of his special needs. Oh, and one more thing, Master Naruhodo. Sir, I do believe that now is the time that I will need your assistance. Could it be? I need your assistance. Yes! In making sense of my own astounding great detective's intellect. Does that mean he had planned this reunion at the Garadeb residence? Then, Mr. Holmes, could it be a great deduction? This unassuming little room guards a secret. No matter how trivial, not a single detail can escape my eyes. Master Naruhodo, you are ready, I presume? Yes, I am. Let's finish this before dinner time, shall we? Time for a great detective's great deduction. Yes! Oh, my favourite part of the game. Oh, there's too many parts of this game that I love. Great deductions are fucking incredible. The jurors and the fire effect stuff, that's badass. Too much. Mr. Garadeb, you may have been an exceptional soldier, however, I can't say in good conscience that you're well suited to being a landlord. What? That's right. I've already seen the truth. At this point, I have come to two concrete conclusions, Mr. Garadeb. What conclusions? Let's start with the first conclusion. You are secretly harboring a vicious wild animal. As for the second conclusion, as a result of that wild animal's vicious fury, you have lost something precious to you. Oh! Naruhodo, look! Mr. Garadeb is turning pale. There's no doubt about it. Mr. Holmes' conclusions are right on the mark again. How did you know that? One might wonder. The reasoning really is quite simple. After all, I am the king of beasts when it comes to the thick, dense jungle known as logic. What the hell was that noise? Ga-ga-woo! Guo! Taming the wild tyrants born of Mother Nature is no simple task. Now everyone, shall we begin? Come one and all to Sherlock Holmes' Theatre of Logic and Reason. Yes! Oh, it's been a while since we've done a deduction. A deduction? The game is afoot. I just love how stylish it all is. The beast. I'll do more of the clicking. Now, boys and girls, you shouldn't need a great detective's guidance to see this one. Where are the clicks? Yeah, there they are. Oh. Because it's abundantly clear that a most fearsome beast has run amok in this very room. Now what, might you ask, is the identity of this mysterious beast? So that's correct. It's this part that'll be wrong. It would seem that our good veteran's eyes tell us more than one would expect. Huh? The answer lies within your very line of sight. The identity of the beast that laid waste to this den is revealed by this lion statue. Yeah, I'm not so sure. Despite your status as a soldier, you're horribly destitute, as you appear rather frail at that. Because of this, you cling to a certain wistful admiration of the great king of beasts, the lion. What are you even talking about? God knows. You became consumed by your burning admiration of the beast. So consumed that you secretly arranged to have a lion sent from India for you to domesticate. Oh god. But taming the king of the jungle proved to be no simple feat, and as a result, this room is left ravaged by the tyrant's own vicious claw marks. Shh. I don't even know. Where does he get this from? What in the world? Yet, at first glance, no such beast can be found in this room. Where could that monster have disappeared to? The answer lies, if I may, madam. What? Please pardon my rudeness. But just one look at you tells me all I need to know. You mean, at me? A lowly maid? Why, even your pocket alone reveals the whereabouts of our disappearing beast. That's a flyer for the circus peeking out of your pocket, isn't it? You scrambled for some method through which to dispose of the fierce lion. Valenvoix Circus. A travelling troupe of musicians who pitched their tent in a nearby park. Even I've seen them. And you two were going to sell off that dangerous lion to the troupe. Preposterous. And there you have it. I believe this clears everything up. I'm not so sure. The fearsome beast that destroyed this room was actually a lion. You're off your rocker. And when I went to see the circus, the lion was joyfully jumping through a ring of fire. Conclusion. Circus lion. Oh, here we go, topic 2. The Rampage. So, Mr. Garadeb, it would appear that you held some deep affection for such a fierce beast. Huh? Indeed, that seemingly nonchalant gesture betrays your true feelings. I did see like a red mark on his face earlier when he like fell over. The intense pain you bear is clearly revealed by that hand on your cheek. It's all because you had to tearfully depart with the beast you so dearly loved. The pain of losing one so important to you. I know that pain all too well. No, you've got it all wrong. You can see it actually, if you just look at the left-hand side of his face. It's like a little red mark. Looks like a burn mark or something. Where, I ask, does your pain come from? Oh. Why are they both looking down? Yet again, the truth is brought to light by your line of sight. Of course, the cause of all your suffering is this bundle of bills. Sure. All of those envelopes piled up over there appear to be bills. Oh. Oh. Here we have bills for a huge wonton's worth of meat, potatoes, wheat and black tea. The costs of keeping a lion fed dealt a devastating blow to your household finances. Thus, there was little you could do but part with him, isn't that right? What on earth? Jesus. God, her shaky face. But then in a final act of reckless violence, the beast attacked once more. Attacked? And the traces of its great rampage are clear. See the carpet below us, torn to shreds. It looks to be a high-quality carpet woven from wool. That looks more like a burn. Why did something so horrible have to befall such a lovely carpet? Well, madame, it seems like it's your turn to tell me something now. And the answer to my question is in your eyes. What was it that left the carpet in this sorry state? The evidence lies in the cake stand. No it doesn't. Look at the candlestick, the fucking candlestick. Candle stand, even. It's missing one of the candles. So I'm guessing a candle burnt the carpet. Or something. There is nothing in the world more dangerous than a hungry lion. I believe a certain great queen once said, if there is no bread, let them eat cake. It's safe to say that food is the catalyst for all great tragedies. What do you mean? Having grown sick of the taste of cake, the beast set his sights on new prey. And what prey fell victim to the tyrant's fury? I think it goes without saying. There is room for only one conclusion. Famished in their days, the poor Jungle King devoured the carpet. The bite marks in the carpet are a perfect match to those of a lion I once spotted in India. But it doesn't look anything like a bite mark, it looks like a burn, you dunce. God, Sherlock, you're a great character, but God, you're thick as pig shit sometimes. His deductions make no sense. A fucking lion And there you have it, the great deductions of Sherlock Holmes have been revealed, and they're even more ridiculous than the first time. Sounds about right. Bop, 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 bop. Yes, yep, that's a pretty good reaction. Oh yeah. Pretty standard reaction. Joan, the tea is spilling. Spilling, I say. Oh, dear me, master. I hadn't even noticed. Well, spilling your tea in the face of my impeccable logic is to be expected. I've heard tales of a housewife who spills tears as well as tea. But why... Excuse me, Mr. Holmes. Could we have another quick talk? Well, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. What's on your mind this time? Well, it's about your logic. Do you really think there was a lion running around in this cramped little room? Indeed. It seemed the only plausible explanation that I could think of. Quite a frightful notion. Certainly not a theory that mere common sense could come up with. Yeah, I think that's why they're so ludicrous, because yours lack common sense. Maybe you should try using a little more common sense in your deductions. Yeah, my point. Suppose some sort of lion really did rampage in this room. Can't imagine how Mr. Garrideb and his maid both made it out safe and sound. Oh please, is that all that's bothering you? I'd wager they countered his onslaught with a great big cannon to the face. That would have killed the poor thing. Then how could they have sold it off to the circus? Yeah, with a great hole in its head. And let's put the issue of the meat and potatoes aside for now. This is the first I've heard of any lion drinking black tea. But you see, Mr. Sato, here are my thoughts on the matter. No matter who or what you may be, when you come to visit the Great British Empire, the right to enjoy afternoon tea is a privilege shared equally by all. I mean, that's pretty true. We love our tea over here. Jesus. That's a very admirable position, I suppose. That sounds pretty crazy. Moving on. Now it's our turn, Naruhodo. Hell yes! Right, I figured as much. Time to turn his ludicrous deductions into ones that actually make sense. Let's give Mr. Holmes' reasoning a little push in the right direction. I think that's one of my favourite animations of hers. Ah, it's just so good. At last, this is the moment I've been waiting for, Master Naruhodo. I still have no idea how this deduction is supposed to relate to the case. But the pursuit of truth can't possibly be a vain effort. At least, I hope not. Now everyone, shall we begin once again? Come one and all to Sherlock Holmes' Theatre of Logic and Reason. There we go. Review start. Ooh, I have the katana. So, there we go. The first topic, the beast. Now, boys and girls, you shouldn't need a great detective's guidance to see this one. Because it's abundantly clear that a most fearsome beast has run amok in this very room. Now what, might you ask, is the identity of this mysterious beast? It would seem that our good veteran's eyes tell us more than one would expect. Right, here we go. The answer lies within your very line of sight. This is my favourite part of the deduction. Because we shatter his reasoning, essentially. The identity of the beast that laid waste to this, yes, was the lion. I find it hard to believe that he'd bring a lion in here. Well, one look at Mr. Garrideb's reaction should tell you that it's indeed true that some manner of beast destroyed this room. Wow, that sounds crazy, but at any rate, we can't be certain that it was not a lion smuggled over from India. In that case, what could this beast have been? Focus on Mr. Garrideb's line of sight. That must be where the truth lies. Okay, so there's the lion statue. Oh, okay. Where's that? Picture frame. Wait a minute. This photo. It looks to have been taken on his wedding day. He looks incredibly happy here. I'm glad he's happy, but we can't see his wife's face. I think it's fairly obvious who that is. Unfortunately, the glass is cracked beyond all repair now. Wonder what happened. But maybe I shouldn't think too hard about it. Yeah, I think I know who the wife is. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Yeah, Mrs. Garadeb. So the huge crack in this glass makes it impossible to see her face. But even with the crack in the way, she can't hide her rotund figure. Okay, they're making it real obvious. Rather than rotund, I'd say her form is more robust. No kidding. Looks like he's exerting a lot of energy a ton of energy to hold her up. That's a bit harsh. It would probably be in his best interest not to make her angry. Okay, his wife is wearing such a large wedding ring. Yeah, he's very unique at that. It looks like the ring is decorated with a sunflower motif. Okay, so clearly it's the picture. Picture frame! Yeah, it's revealed by this picture frame. Kaboom! Oh, it's wrong! No! I've got to examine the picture frame and then do Mrs. Garadeb. You've set up a picture frame behind the slime statue as if trying to hide it. Oh, this is weird. This is the first time I got one wrong. I haven't gotten a good look, so I'm not sure yet, but maybe, just maybe... Okay, I probably should have just examined. Never mind. It's my greatest trick, blatantly blurting out vague ideas without even checking the evidence. That sounds like a dig at the player. What kind of terribly vague reasoning was that supposed to be? Oh, well, this is the theatre of logic and reason, after all, right? My theatre of logic and reason... Oh, my theatre of logic and reason. If you want to play a farce, do it in your own theatre. Oh, sorry, I guess. That was worth it. Oh, we don't need to go over this again. Oh, I can't skip it. I do like if you get it wrong though, it just makes a little dink. Just a teeny little dink noise. that was funny. My theatre of logic and reason. Right, here we go. So it's revealed by this. By this Mrs. Garadeb. That wouldn't make sense. I would rather say revealed by this picture. I'll just go with Mrs. Garadeb. If that's wrong, then I really don't know. That just doesn't make sense. Oh, that is right. Oh, okay. They added a colon. That makes sense. Okay. It just didn't make sense. Trying to read it before, I was like, it's revealed by this Mrs. Garadeb. Right, there we go. The identity of the beast that laid waste to this den is revealed by this Mrs. Garadeb. Right you are, Master Naruhodo. There's not a single other suspect, eh? The person depicted in this photograph is your wife, is it not? Sadly, with the photograph in this state, we are unable to see her face. But what we can see is a considerable amount of force being exerted by those arms. Verily, in this case, calling her a beast out of respect is perfectly acceptable. Wow, I'm not so sure about that. Regardless, the one that truly went on a rampage in this room was Mr. Garadeb's very own wife. Oh, there's the face! This room was left ravaged by the tyrant's own vicious claw marks. What in the world? Yet at first glance, no such beast can be found in this room. Where could that monster have disappeared to? The answer lies, if I may, madame. What? Please pardon my rudeness, but just one look at you tells me all I need to know. You mean at me, a lowly maid? Why, even your pocket alone reveals the whereabouts of our disappearing beast. What nerve you have putting a frail lady on the spot and calling her a beast? Well, I'd say the jury's still out on how frail she is. Indeed, his wife does seem to be missing from this room. Then the clue that reveals her location must be hidden somewhere on the maid's person. Where could Mr. Garadeb's wife be? Right in front of you, clearly. Ah, there it is. Not the teapot. Ta-da! Wedding ring! Wow, this is not a flattering angle. The maid is wearing an enormous ring, and it's decorated with a sunflower pattern. Plus she's wearing it on her ring finger. Must be a wedding ring. I'm sure of it. With fingers like that, I doubt she'd ever be able to take it off, if she tried. Wow, this is just mean. You really shouldn't say things like that. Speaking of which, do you remember that photograph we saw? Wasn't there a very similar ring with the same sunflower motif? Oh, there was, huh? Good eye, Sasito. A huge ring with a sunflower pattern, huh? There's no way this is a coincidence. Present! Oh, what? Present! Ding ding! Even your wedding ring alone reveals the whereabouts of our disappearing beast. There we go. Uh-oh. Precisely. Is that beauteous? Beauteous ring shining upon your finger. That's it. It's a perfect match with the one on Mrs. Garadeb's finger in this photograph. In other words, Mrs. Maid, or Miss Maid, you are no mere maid. Indeed. You are none other than Mr. Garadeb's wife. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Alright, so topic number 1. Well, I'll be. I should expect no less from the great detective. You guess right, this is my wife, Joan. See how she looks now, but back in the day, she was radiant. A real dazzler. From what I can see, your life is anything but radiant. As you, a retired veteran, have been reduced to renting out vacant rooms, yes? As such, you lack the income to hire a maid. Am I mistaken? Oh, so it was for quite literally social status. To be ranked as middle class, I suppose. That's real weird. But as former captain of the 3rd platoon, I still have my pride. Yet now I can't even hire a single maid. Isn't it just pitiful? Here in London, whether or not your house has a maid at its disposal is effectively the borderline between the lower and middle classes. If you ask me, I feel like it's pointless to worry over things like that. Then the beast, I mean, your wife, is pretending to be a maid. That about sums it up. What do you have to say, Mr. Garadeb? Of course, it's only when visitors come calling. Please, keep this a secret. No. Not just a secret, confidential. Okay. Well, there we go. Circus Light. Oh god, it changed from Circus Light into Mrs. Garadeb. The Rampage. So, Mr. Garadeb, it would appear that you held some deeper affection for such a fierce beast. Indeed, that seemingly nonchalant gesture betrays your true feelings. The intense pain you bear is clearly revealed by that hand on your cheek. Well, good old Mr. Holmes is still treating Mrs. Garadeb like a beast. Speaking as a lady myself, it makes me feel almost as bad as she does. Anyway, Mr. Garadeb's wife is standing right in front of us. That means that he didn't lose any beloved beast. Oh, you're right. If we take that into consideration, then perhaps there may be some other meaning behind the way he's covering his cheek. There is. In Mr. Holmes' own words, Mr. Garadeb felt some kind of pain. I should think about what Mr. Garadeb's expression really means. I've already seen his face. He has like, yeah, holy fuck. Did he get slapped? Oh, he certainly got slapped. That's a fuck. Look at that. That's a right mark. Jesus. Also, there's not any angle you can look at this chick from that's flattering. My god. Never mind. I wanted to make a Majin Buu joke, but I'm like, no, that's too harsh. But she does look like Majin Buu. From certain angles. Wow, his face is all red and swollen here. I'd ignore that mark anywhere. It's the result of a bona fide open palm slap to the face. Must have been a really intense slap to leave such a clean mark. Such astounding finesse. I've never seen such a beautiful slap. But then, who do you think could have slapped him like this? Gee, I wonder. It's not like we have a ton of people to choose from. There we go. It's clearly revealed by that slap mark. Shattered. Yeah! Oh. Jesus, look at it. The intense pain you bear is clearly revealed by that slap mark. The aftermath of a slap from a considerably strong arm remains engraved on your cheek. Madame Joan Garadeb, I can only assume that this was your doing. Oh, look at her face. Oh dear. And you, John Garadeb, you were hiding your pain from us. Yeah, it was then when we saw it. Oh, when we first saw it. How? How did you come to know so much? I'm a master of deduction. Not a thing on this earth can evade my sight. Yeah, but you're only a master of deduction if you have Naruhodo by your side. That's why you never look directly at us. You were trying to keep your cheek hidden. Now let's move on. We have more to discuss. For example, why in the world did her palm come to strike your face? To ask more directly, why would Madame Garadeb slap her own husband? Okay, they're both looking... Yet again, the truth is brought to light by your line of sight. Of course, the cause of all your suffering is this bundle of bills. I remember